Welcome everyone to the Inland Sports Show. Before we start the show, make sure you like this video and you've subscribed to the Inland Sports Show YouTube channel. And if you're a local business or organization and you'd like to promote yourself on this show, just send us an email, inlandsportsshow@gmail.com. The show starts right now. And welcome to the Inland Sports Show, everybody. I'm your host, Pep Fernandez, an at-home edition, man. And I'm just glad we're having a show. We were a little bit late, an hour, behind what normally we do at 6:05 first pitch here on the Inland Sports Show. But our director, Johnny Nunez at Teen Vision TV 16, feeling under the weather. And so Johnny's home tonight. Johnny, maybe you're watching the show. I hope you are. I hope you're feeling better, brother, feeling under the weather. So I hope, first and foremost, that you're feeling a lot better. But we had a giant show. We had a great show. We wanted to make sure we got it out there, so a little bit late. But we appreciate you guys tuning in. Later in the show, we're going to blow it all out. Riverside Sport Hall of Fame. We're going to hear from NFL star Kenjon Barner, CBU baseball head coach Gary Adcock. We're going to hear from Roosevelt High School girls flag football coach Jennifer Constuble with our guy, the boost man, Ray Bass. We've got ACA baseball star Ethin Bingaman and Temecula Prep girls softball. We've got the entire team. They're going to the semifinals in Division 8 for the first time in school history. But we lead things off, well, it's technically a preview of a CIF third section championship match. The Riverside Poly boys volleyball team will be hosting Samueli Academy in Division 6 for the title. That's Friday night, 6 p.m. at the Bears Den, as Riverside Poly, playing in the championship match for the first time ever, tries to win the school's first ever boys volleyball title. Here come the Bears. Here's Riverside Poly boys volleyball. And now join us here on the Inland Sports Show. They are gearing up for the CIF Southern Section Division 6 championship match on their home floor at Riverside Poly. It's the Bears boys volleyball team. We got head coach Manuel Savalza and a couple of his star Bear players as well. Coach Savalza, as you're getting ready for the finals here, correct me if I'm wrong, but is this the first time that Poly has had a boys volleyball team make it to the championship?
Yeah, this is the first time ever.
And what's it like amongst the team, around campus, and not only going to a finals, but you get to host it on your campus?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's the boys are excited. They're getting a lot more recognition now. People are stopping them, congratulating them on their hard work. Super excited for the game on Friday, especially now that it's home, being able to play here and get to have our closest friends and family here to come to the game.
Coach, what have you liked about this playoff run about your team? Like, what have they done well to get to this point?
I think they've really changed their view on the game. The boys put in a lot of hard work, so they're here Monday through Saturday if we don't play. We've watched film on a lot of the teams that we've played, just so the boys know what to expect, who their big hitters are, what we can do differently on our side, and just their overall energy on the court.
So, Coach, on Friday, you're going to host Samueli Academy for that Division 6 championship match. What are you hoping the atmosphere is like? What has it been like playing on your home floor at Poly?
We have great fans. Our families and the players and the students here on campus are really supportive of the program. I'm just hoping high energy, the kids come out, put on a show for their fans. Hopefully they can bring home a championship.
All right, Coach Savalza, let me talk to some of your guys as well. I'm just going to go left to right to kind of make this easy. On the far left side, we've got Weston Werner, junior outside hitter for the Poly Bears. And Weston, when you look back at the season as a whole, what do you think was key to get you guys here to this championship game?
I think just like staying level-headed in every set, and just like even if we lose a set, just siding out and like making sure to go as hard as we can on the next one.
What do you think it says about this team, that you guys are able to, maybe if you're down, you don't give up, or if it's close, you find a way to win? What do you think it says about this team?
I think it shows that like we have a strong mentality, and we used to not have a strong mentality, which is great that we've changed.
How much fun are you having right now? How fun has it been on this playoff run?
It's very fun.
Your teammates are laughing as well. In fact, let me go to the guy in the middle there, Keen Jamison. And Keen, again, getting this championship match is a big deal, but I got the feeling that you guys aren't just satisfied being in the finals. You want to bring it all the way home, especially, on your home court. What would it mean for you guys to win a championship?
For our program to win a championship, especially for our seniors here who have really seen the lowest of the low, and now we're it's pretty far high as you can get. Sophomore season we were 2-20, we were 2-21. We didn't see a lot of wins in the win column. To go now 25-9, I think we are, and be in championship level, like there's a lot on the line. And I think it's really like the Cinderella story of being from the lowest you can go to the top to the highest you can go.
Keen, I'm just curious, for a lot of you guys, including yourself, I mean, how much volleyball experience did you have before high school? Are you guys, maybe you played other sports and you got to high school and you're like, I'm gonna play volleyball. I'm gonna try it out. Like, what's kind of your background? Yeah,
so everybody on the team, I think the furthest that we played, the longest that we played is no more than 3 years. I started playing my sophomore year because our freshman year, you can only pick one sport for COVID, and either a lot of us played a different sport or we didn't play a sport at all. But me personally, I've been playing for 3 years. This is my third season. We've also, we got some players that have been playing clubs, so if you want to count that, we have some club experience and some high school experience.
And Keen, finally, being a senior, you've probably, like you just mentioned, you've seen the program progress, right? Like improve year by year. I mean, how proud are you of the program, where it's at right now, from where you inherited it, a couple of years ago to where it is right now?
Oh, I mean, I'm extremely proud of our program. I mean, to see how much we've grown as a team, from the first day of practice, our sophomore year, to where we're at now, my senior year. The growth is, tremendous, and like we're very proud of each other, but I don't think we're content just yet until we, hopefully win the championship.
All right, let's go to screen right on Keen's left. That is Tanner Samoski. And Tanner, being in this championship match, you guys are trying to bring home that first boys volleyball CIF Southern Section title for Riverside Poly High School. What do you think are the keys to victory on Friday night against Samueli Academy?
I think our keys to winning is probably what Weston said, staying like level-headed, keeping our mentality strong. And then I think another key would be making the players move their feet.
And what do you mean by that, move your feet? Like if you're not a volleyball nerd, out there watching this, what does that mean?
Probably make them move their feet, like putting the spot so that they have to move to go get it, not putting it like straight at their body, making it kind of tough to put it in a good spot.
Yeah, you don't want to hit it right at them, right? Usually. Tanner, from where even the season started to this point, I mean, at some point during the season, you guys had to realize, hey, we're pretty good. Like, we could be a pretty special team, and we could make a run here. Was there at any point during the season, maybe it was a match that you guys won that was a real significant victory, or a play or something where you realized, you know what, we got a pretty good team, and if we can keep this together, we can make a run in the playoffs?
I think it would go back to the beginning of the season when we scrimmaged, I think it was Western Christian, right? Yeah, when we scrimmaged Western Christian and we beat them, I think it was 3-2. Once we didn't really have anything going, or like we were just starting, we were just getting our connection up. But overall, like during the game, we looked pretty good. We looked like we were a championship level team.
All right, Coach, let me go back to you before we wrap this up. Coach Savalza, man, I just asked Tanner here about the keys to victory on Friday night. At this point of the season, Coach, is it, if it ain't broke, don't fix it? Are you just hoping to see the Bears continuing to do what the Bears do on Friday night?
Yeah, I mean, again, the boys kind of said it all. We've come a long way. They've had a lot of volleyball, a couple weeks where we're playing 5 games in a week, so we're playing every single day. Being able to see them go out there and compete, doing everything that we practice every day at home, and to see it being executed during the game is incredible. The way they're able to come back, even when they're struggling a bit, is a great thing to see. I was just talking to them earlier where I was just sitting on the sideline with my assistant coach, and I was watching them do some of the drills, and I looked at him and I was like, dang, like, they look solid. I remember when I first got them, they could barely pass the ball, hit the ball over the net, and now they look like a championship team.
Well, Coach, let me ask you this, a quick follow-up. So how many years has the Poly boys volleyball team been around? I mean, because boys volleyball is, still kind of relatively new. Not all schools have it quite yet. But how long has it been around, and how many years have you been the head coach?
They're laughing because I was the first boys volleyball program here. It started back in, I'd say, 2015. And the furthest we ever went was with my senior year, 2017, to the semifinals. I've had the program 2 years. I took that over, not this year. Last year was my first year taking them over, where we just kind of set boundaries for the team. The boys were on board. They were dedicated. I have a lot of hardworking individuals. So I would say, like, they've come a long way. They for sure don't let me forget now that they're the better team here.
Well, Coach, listen, congratulations on all the success this season. But as we just heard from you guys, the job is not done yet. So real quick, Coach, what's the message to any volleyball fans out there that might need some plans, something to do on Friday night?
Right. Well, we're here at home at Poly, 6 p.m. I believe they're going to open the doors at 5:30. So I'm hearing it's going to be pretty packed. So if you don't have anything to do, come out and watch us play.
All right, that is Coach Manuel Savalza, his Riverside Poly Bears going up for the CIF Southern Section Division 6 title Friday night at the Bears Den. Guys, congrats on a great season and bring it home on Friday night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that's the Riverside Poly Bears boys volleyball team here on the Inland Sports Show. All right, best of luck on Friday night, guys. Bring home the title for Riverside Poly. When we come back here on the Inland Sports Show, we're going to dive into the Riverside Sport Hall of Fame. Just had the big ceremony on Monday night, and it was awesome. We'll also talk girls flag football with Roosevelt head coach Jennifer Constuble. That's next here on an at-home edition of the Inland Sports Show. We'll be right back. And this segment of the Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Kids Sporting Goods in Norco. #1 in the Inland Empire for team uniforms, sports equipment, and Letterman's jackets. Boost Performance Training in Corona. Athletes of all levels and all sports train at Boost. And also ask about the Bass Private School. Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Personalized treatment you deserve from an orthodontist you can trust. Chick-fil-A in Rialto, right off the 210 freeway at Ayala Drive. Eat more chicken.
Is it important to have your kid on the A team? Absolutely not. If you have some serious goals for your young athlete, don't forget to focus on the bigger picture. Instead of trying to get them on the A team, focus on finding them a good coach. Coaches who attract the best players aren't always great developers, whereas a coach who can instill what your child needs to reach their potential, that's priceless. Boost man.
The Inland Sports Show is proud to partner with Dr. Marcus Paulson and Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Dr. Paulson and his team work with children, teens, and adults using orthodontic products like traditional braces and Invisalign to make a difference in the appearance, comfort, and function of each patient's teeth. Paulson Orthodontics welcomes new patients, so schedule a visit today. Paulson Orthodontics. We make braces fun. And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show at Home edition. We're normally at Teen Vision TV 16, live and amplified, but our director, Johnny Nunez, feeling under the weather. So, Johnny, get better, man. We can't wait to get back in the studio very, very soon. All right, next up, we're going to talk about the Riverside Sport Hall of Fame. Just had the big ceremony on Monday night at California Baptist University. Let me try that again. We are live right now, so sometimes that's why I need Johnny. All right, let's see. Yeah, there's the plaques, so we're going to take down that graphic in just a second. But there's the plaques of all of the winners this season. And, man, what an awesome event. There is Jennifer Goldware on the left, Jeff Gorham on the right, the president and vice president, respectively. Great class, Sherry Sanders. You just saw there getting the customary maroon jacket for the Hall of Fame members. This is the class of 2024. Basketball guy, Tony Macy, whose last name's synonymous with Riverside Sports. There's Gary Adcock, the skipper for CBU, still going at it. Debbie Guthrie. We had Chris Harper, who actually lives in Wales now, but he was there as well. Becky Gagnon, Kenjon Barner, former Notre Dame high school running back and big-time NFL star with 3 Super Bowl rings. We're going to hear more from Kenjon in just a second. But right now, let's check in with CBU coach Gary Adcock and talk about his induction. Inland Sports.
Man, a very special night. I had members of the 2014, the first team I ever coached here 21 years ago, show up and to sit through that and be a part of it and wait till the very end. And then to bookend it with my current team that all came and sat back there was kind of neat. Really special night. I thought I gave that dream up when we got married and we moved here. But like I said in the speech, God timing is always the perfect timing. We got to homeschool our kids. They got to go with us. I had Sundays off in their pivotal younger years. And now I get to kind of christen in this group in Division I, and now we got to get in a regional. So that's the next goal.
Inland Sports. Good stuff there by Coach Adcock, talking about God's timing. He wanted to be a D1 baseball coach. It finally happened, and it happened at the right place at the right time in his own backyard here in Riverside at CBU. Also, that is Kenjon Barner, formerly of Notre Dame High School, one of the all-time great running backs out of the Inland Empire, if not the greatest in terms of rushing yards. He made it to the NFL after a great college career with the Oregon Ducks. In fact, he won 3 Super Bowl titles, the Patriots, the Buccaneers, and the Eagles. And there he is with his 3 Super Bowl rings. Kenjon was talking about the support he got from his family and friends, that, he gets the recognition of being the Hall of Famer, but he says there's a lot of people that helped him get to this point. Inland Sports.
And it means everything in the world to me. For me, I wouldn't say it's necessarily about me, but it's the fact that my family's here to experience it, and everything that my family sacrificed for me to get to this place and experience all the things that I experienced, it wasn't done in vain. That's the biggest thing for me, knowing that what my family gave to me, what they poured into me, it's all paid off. It's like I said, I'm a rose that grew from a community of people, a village of people that poured love into me. The amount of people that came along on this journey, that helped and gave, I couldn't even count the number of people that it was. So it's never yeah, I'm the individual that receives the accolades, but it's everybody's shoulders that I stood upon to get to this place that it really matters the most, and that really are the important ones.
Yeah, congratulations to Kenjon Barner and the entire Hall of Fame class of 2024. All right, right now we want to talk some girls flag football, and one of the pioneers here in the Inland Empire has been Jennifer Constuble at Roosevelt High School. She had a chance to sit down with our guide, the Boost Man, Ray Bass at Boost Performance Training, to talk about the growth and the popularity of girls flag football. It will be a CIF championship sport next season, and a lot of girls are getting involved. It's a lot of fun. It's growing rapidly, and for all the girls flag football players out there, what can you do to be even better next season? Here's the Boost Man and Coach Constable.
We are talking girls flag football here at the Boost Performance Center. We got the guy himself, the Boost Man, Ray Bass, along with Coach Jen Constable, the girls flag football coach from Roosevelt High School, in this Grit Iron Special. Boost Man.
Thanks, Pep. So, I got to say, first off, I want to say that I'm really excited to see girls flag become an official CIF sport. I love the game of football. I think from a developmental standpoint, it's one of the best team sports that exists, and it's really cool to see girls finally be able to experience it. On the other side, I'm a girl dad, right? So I feel like I finally had the opportunity to get my little football player. That was something I kind of threw out the window, but now I feel like I'm getting my hopes up again. But Coach, you've been around football for many years. I've seen you out in the circuit. You've been around this game. From your opinion, why is it important for young girls to participate in football?
I think right out the gates, it's important for girls to participate in sports in general. It doesn't matter what sport it is. It's just the confidence they boost that they get out of it, the motivation they get behind it. They learn so much about themselves while playing sports. But transitioning specifically to flag, this is a sport that they were always told no. They always saw everyone else doing it. They saw their brothers and their dads, trophies on the walls, and we've had a lot of girls even in our program who always thought, oh, that's a sport I want to play, but I can't play it because someone's always going to tell me no, so they transition to other sports. So being able to turn that love of the game to actually being able to participate on the field brings out so much more confidence in their playability and their athleticism, and it turns them into better student athletes. Because in order to keep that work ethic on the field, they have to have the same amount on the classroom.
For sure. And that's what's great about sports. I love the fact that you brought that up, because it's, sports just helps bring out in young men and women, it just makes them better overall people, so I think that's awesome to get involved in any sport. And then what are some of the big, what are some of the things that girls can look forward to playing this game? We were just talking a while ago, you're talking about the prospect of, going to college and playing. Are those some things that girls can expect now? Is that happening right now?
Yeah, most definitely. With the rise of flag football just across the nation, I think just in the last 3 years, the percentage increase has been 65%. And that's just national statistics. You see more and more girls joining local clubs, local rec programs, and now that it is an official high school sport, there's a lot more growth at the collegiate level and at the national level. There's USA national teams who are just adult, and now they did 17U, and now they're even going down to a 12U program to give these girls opportunity to really compete against the best of the best. They do it in softball, they do it in soccer, and now's the opportunity for girls to see, hey, look it, this is really something I can continue pursuing. Collegiately, there's scholarship money out there. We're very fortunate to have some amazing athletes a part of our program last season. 7 of them received multiple scholarship offers, and not a single one had ever played flag football before.
Wow. And you had the first, right?
I had the very first.
The very
yeah.
first in the district to get it started. That's
yeah, she was an outstanding corner, and most importantly, she was an outstanding student. She came from a soccer background and transitioned what she learned there and decided, hey, listen, my footwork and my playability can transition to this corner position, and just really develop a real love of the game. And that's what it comes from, is being taught, being coached up, and understanding, hey, listen, this is something I can really do. And then once they realize that all those dots connect, they really become passionate about it.
That's really cool. So I have one more question for you. I'm a strength conditioning coach. So is there any difference in terms of how girls need to develop? I spent some time, coaching girls flag last year at the high school level. And what I'm seeing right now is that we don't really have that much, at least here in the IE, development at the younger levels. What are some things that young girls should be doing if they look to play in high school? What should they be doing right now?
Football's football. It's you're gonna train just like you're a football player, regular, but you're just playing without the pads. Yeah. So the strength part of it, hitting that weight room, doing your plyos, doing all of that conditioning stuff is so important. We have spring ball going on right now, and I think I mentioned it. I got girls puking on the field because they weren't hitting the weight room without me. But it's that push. They develop so much more as far as speed and playability hitting that weight room. That weight room is key.
No, you don't have to tell me. And I hope all you girls hear that. You're hearing from Coach Jen, getting in the weight room, speed training, just becoming a better athlete is still just as important as if you're playing any other sport.
Right, it all adds up, and it definitely adds up, especially, obviously in flag, you have a lot more footwork, a lot more hip mobility, and, getting around the edges and stuff like that. So, hitting those ladder drills, hitting all those step overs, stuff like that, it all ties in.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach. I appreciate your time, appreciate the feedback. In case you guys didn't know, we are actually participating in girls flag this year, in flag in general. So if you want more information about that, please check us out. We're going to be starting a flag season to help bring flag to the IE, and then we will have a girls division as well. You guys check it out. Thanks again, Coach.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Boost Man. And if you would like to get more information on the fall flag football season, make sure you contact Boost. You can also send us your question for a future Gridiron special. I'm Pep Fernandez. We'll see you next time.
Always good stuff from the Boost Man, Ray Bass, and a big thanks to Coach Constable for joining us on that Gridiron question. When we come back here on this at-home edition of the Inland Sports Show, we have our Ken Sporting Goods must-see game, and it was a doozy between Arrowhead Christian and Centennial in the high school baseball playoffs, and our interview with Eagle star Ethin Bingaman. That's next year on the Inland Sports Show.
Hey guys, this is Jason at Ken Sporting Goods. We're almost to 1,000 Instagram followers. Tell your friends, like us, come down, see us. Thank you so much for your loyalty.
Should your child lift weights before hitting their growth spur? I get this question a lot from parents, and the simple answer is yes. Think of it as a long accumulation phase where athletes get modest gains in strength, power, and coordination. And when their growth spurt does hit, often it's to a larger degree than athletes who didn't lift weights at all. So remember, develop early, specialize late. Your boy, Boost Man.
If the Clippers want to outshine the Lakers, especially their first year going into the brand new arena in Inglewood, what better way to do that, to take the spotlight away from the Lakers, than to get LeBron James?
I bet you, though, he stays with the Lakers because they're going to let him draft Bronny.
You know, again, that's why LeBron should just be the GM and the head coach and do everything.
Let GM.
Because he wants to make all the calls anyways, right? We never talk enough NASCAR, but man, it was The closest finish ever in NASCAR history on Sunday at Kansas as Kyle Larson beat Chris Buescher by 1,000th of a second, Patrick. That's how close it was.
Yes, the battle in Kansas.
Inland Sports. Hanging out with my boy Patrick in the morning on KCal 96.7 FM every Monday and Thursday morning talking inland sports, so check it out. Well, our Ken Sporting Goods must-see game was actually even better than maybe what we thought it was going to be. Check it out. ACA taking on Centennial, who was the number 1 seed in Division III, and man, it was a good one, with the Eagles winning 4-3 in the 8th inning. So it needed extra innings in the Ken Sporting Goods must-see game, and it looked like this. Ethin Bingaman at the plate in the bottom of the 8th, tied at 3. And he's going to push this one to the opposite field and right, and that'll bring home the winning run for ACA as the Eagles knock off the mighty Huskies, the top seed in D3, to advance to the quarterfinals. They will play on the road on Friday, but we had a chance to catch up with ACA star Ethin Bingaman. He knocked in the game-winning run. He's also their ace on the mound. And he's an Auburn commit as well, so you know he's good if he's going to play baseball in the SEC for the Tigers. There's another angle of the game-winning hit for Bingaman as the Eagles advance. Here's our interview with Ethin Bingaman. And now join us here on the Inland Sports Show, and fresh off a huge win against the top seed in Division III, Centennial, it's Arrowhead Christian baseball star Ethin Bingaman. And Ethin, congrats, man, on that win against Centennial on your home field in Redlands at ACA. You know, Centennial, obviously the number 1 seed for a reason. They got a really good team, but you guys never stop believing. What do you think is special about this Eagles team this season that you guys just don't give up?
Yeah, you know, it's just a lot of team baseball, to be honest. It's just the culture that our coach, which is Coach Clint, he's given to us, and it was our freshman year, sophomore year. We just kept building from it, and now we're back in the quarterfinals and ready to win this time.
All right, before we go and look at that quarterfinal game on Friday, let's go back and talk about that win against Centennial, because you guys needed extra innings. You came up with the game-winning hit in the 8th inning. What were you thinking when you stepped up to the plate? You know you had runners on, but what were you thinking?
Yeah, they were shifting me to the left side because I was pulling the ball a little bit. So they were playing really to the left side. So I was just poking over first baseman's head, and pretty easy to get the run in and celebrate.
Obviously you've had a good season, and the team has had a great year as well. You've beaten some really quality teams to get to this point. Was there any point during the season, maybe it was a specific game or a play, where you thought, man, we're pretty good, like we can make a playoff run? We got a pretty talented team this season. Yeah,
it was probably when we beat Aquinas the second time. It was a little eye-opening, because before that we were on like a little losing streak, and then finally bats woke up a little bit and started thinking like we have a chance to win this year.
Yeah, you beat Aquinas twice during Ambassador League play, and then obviously you got Centennial here in the playoffs. Now you go into the D3 quarterfinals, going on the road on Friday. At this point of the season, do you feel like if it ain't broke, don't fix it? You guys just want to keep on playing and doing what you've been doing to get to this point?
Yeah, pretty much. Just keep going, playing as a team. Like I said before this, we were practicing bunting, getting them down, so just playing team baseball, the little stuff.
Against Centennial, I think it was it Tyler Young that had a 3-run shot? He's had some big home runs this season.
Yes, he has. It was the one against Aquinas and Centennial, so he comes up in the big moments and he produces.
That's the way to do it, right?
Yeah.
In those biggest games.
Yeah.
Ethin, you're an Auburn commit. Why the Auburn Tigers? Why the SEC?
So the coach reached out to me, which was Everett Tieford, the pitching coach, and we just built a relationship and went down there, and it felt like home, like family. All the coaches were loving. I was really big on the Christian part of it too, and they're real big down there with that. They have a coach for that, and just that was big for me.
Ethin, about playing college baseball, you mentioned, the pitching coach, he recruited you. You had the game-winning hit against Centennial, but if I asked you, Ethin, what position do you play? What are you on the baseball field? You'd probably say a pitcher, right?
Yeah, I would say pitcher at first, and we still send the videos out to the coaches, joking about it, saying, "Hey, you better be ready for me to hit." So we're still pushing to pitch and hit in college.
Another thing too, Ethin, is the ACA baseball Instagram account. I think the person who runs it pretty well.
I do.
I love how you guys post the lineup, the batting order, and I feel like the batting order changes every once in a while. I'll see you towards the top, in the middle, towards the bottom. It doesn't matter. Do you feel like 1 through 9, you've got a bunch of great players who can hit?
Yeah, we do. I mean, we change the bottom a little bit depending on if we got a lefty or righty pitching, just seeing who hits against them better. But pretty much we just change it around to whatever feels good. Coaches talk about it a lot and in their little group chat. So, yeah.
And Ethin, finally, as you get ready for the D3 quarterfinals going on the road on Friday, what do you think are the keys to victory for the Eagles? What do you guys have to do well on Friday to continue and advance to the semifinals?
We just got to keep hitting the ball. Like last game, we had 14 hits. Didn't get a lot of runs, but we had a lot of hits. Just playing team baseball. We got to hit the ball on the right side, run around second, get them in, and pitching's got to be on point. So I'm on the mound again. So that'll be fun.
Hey, just tell Tyler to hit another 3-run bomb, give you a little run support. Done deal, right?
Yeah, pitch with the lead.
Ethin, listen, congrats on the season so far. Best of luck on Friday. Congrats on that huge win against Centennial, man.
Thank you very much.
All right, that's Ethin Bingaman from ACA here on the Inland Sports Show. All right, congratulations to Ethin and the Mighty Eagles moving on in Division 3. When we come back here on the Inland Sports Show, we'll talk some high school softball playoffs with Temecula Prep. The Patriots moving on to the Division 8 semifinals for the first time in school history. We'll be right back here on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show. The Inland Sports Show is proud to partner with Dr. Marcus Paulson and Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Dr. Paulson and his team work with children, teens, and adults using orthodontic products like traditional braces and Invisalign to make a difference in the appearance, comfort, and function of each patient's teeth. Paulson Orthodontics welcomes new patients, so schedule a visit today. Paulson Orthodontics. We make braces fun.
Is it important to have your kid on the A team? Absolutely not. If you have some serious goals for your young athlete, don't forget to focus on the bigger picture. Instead of trying to get them on the A team, focus on finding them a good coach. Coaches who attract the best players aren't always great developers, whereas a coach who can instill what your child needs to reach their potential, that's priceless. Boost man.
And this segment of the Inland Sports Show is brought to you by Ken Sporting Goods in Norco, #1 in the Inland Empire for team uniforms, sports equipment, and Letterman's jackets. Boost Performance Training in Corona. Athletes of all levels and all sports train at Boost. And also ask about the Bass Private School. Paulson Orthodontics in Redlands. Personalized treatment you deserve from an orthodontist you can trust. Chick-fil-A in Rialto, right off the 210 freeway at Ayala Drive. Eat more chicken. We are back with an at-home edition of the Inland Sports Show tonight, an hour later than normal. We were going to be inside the Teen Vision TV 16 studio, but our guy Johnny Nunez, our director, who is at the absolute best in the IE, feeling a little under the weather, so get better soon, Johnny boy. So instead, we're doing the show from home. We got an action-packed show. We're going to talk some high school softball playoffs right now. In Division 8, they're actually one round ahead as they go to the semifinals this Saturday. Temecula Prep taking on the number 1 seed Hesperia Christian. And at T Prep, Corey Dawson's the head coach of the softball team. But if his name rings a bell, it's because he's been on the Inland Sports Show before. But he's the head coach of the football team as well. So he was talking about Patriot football the last time he was on. Well, now he took over the softball program, and he has Temecula Prep in the D8 semifinals for the first time in program history. Here's T Prep softball on the Inland Sports Show. Joining us here on the Inland Sports Show as we get ready for the CIF Southern Section softball playoffs. D8 actually going to the semifinals this week. It is Temecula Prep head coach Corey Dawson and his Patriots in the background. Coach, my first thought is, I didn't know you coach softball. You're a football guy. You're a football coach, and you hit me up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, T Prep's having a great season, and you're the coach.
Yeah, yeah. The job was open, and I wanted to make sure the girls had a good time, fun time. Me and AD sat down and talked, and I said, as long as they get new uniforms and new gear, just like the football team does, then sign me up. And we started off, and we expected to have a decent season, but to be here, the last 4 standing is, it's a blessing. So I'm glad to be their head coach this year.
Yeah, the Final Four in Division 8, the semifinals. Coach, your expectation, just stepping into the program and taking over. Did you have any expectations? Are you pleasantly surprised of where you guys are at right now?
These ladies will tell you the expectation was to have fun. Was have fun, look good and have fun, get them new uniforms, go out there and have fun, put the many games on the schedule as possible so that, they won't have any regrets. And next, we actually took a time where we had a 6-game losing streak, and they kept showing up to practice, and they kept, they wanted to win. They found a way, and now here we are, and I got a great group of girls here, just like the Temecula Prep. These girls are dialed in, not only here on the field, but doing on their schoolwork. It's unlike football. Sometimes I got to chase them around for grades, but these girls here, I don't have to chase them around for grades. So it made my job a lot easier. So
a little easier than the football guys, huh?
A lot easier.
Well, Coach, listen, you guys are in the semifinals, first time in school history. Going back to the quarterfinals, you said you had a crazy win against Orange, right, to just punch your ticket to this point.
Yeah, get a shout out to those guys over in Orange. Their fans were pretty crazy. It was we had a game, like I told you before, it was like a game where we thought we can be sold out. There was enough girls there, our crowd there that, I was like, wow, this is insane. And then I was kind of nervous. Actually, they'll tell you I was real nervous. Girls showed up. I took the noise a little different than they did. They took it and they went out and said, we're going to win this game no matter what, coach. And they did. And it was electric. Believe me, it was electric. The staff over at Orange really had a good squad over there. It was a pitcher's duel. Our star pitcher right here, Elena, she went out and she said she's not going to lose this game. And she went out and had a great double for us that gave us that 1 point that all we needed at the end of the 7 innings. So it was awesome.
So now you get Hesperia Christian in the semifinals. And Coach, I don't have the bracket open in front of me, but I believe, are they the number 1 seed in that division?
They are the number 1 seed. They're actually a great squad. They been tearing through pretty much their league, and then also they've been tearing through teams that have been playing through the playoffs. But I think our girls are playing a lot different softball right now. There's actually going to be a home game here Saturday at noon. I know our girls see things a little different than some of the teams that they play that we match up against. But we have our squad is completely healthy. They're ready to go. I think we're going to give them a game that they're going to remember for a long time.
Well, Coach, you were telling me as well, statistically speaking, you've got a couple players who rank very high in CIF, maybe even the nation for that matter. Can you do a little name dropping and talk about some of your star players, what they've done this season?
Right here, number 10. This is Helena Scola. She's actually I don't have the list in front of me either, but last I checked, she was one of the top pitchers in the country in strikeouts in the country, and as well as one of the top base runners and stolen bases as well. My daughter is here. I don't know where she's at. She's somewhere running around playing Powder Puff, but she's also she's up there in stolen bases right below Helena. And then we got one of our senior captains over here, one of our own base percentage in our league and also our division. But all around, all these girls here, there's a lot of them who are ranked in the top 20 and definitely in our division and our league. If I went down the list, but to be ranked in national level like Helena is something at this small school. We have 1,000 people in the school, kids in the school, and that's TK through 12th grade. And to be ranked that high, I tell people all the time. I told the admin here that we're truly proud of her and things she's done for us this season, especially for this small team. And I know pretty sure Arrowhead Christian right now worried about what they're going to do this Saturday.
Well, Coach, if I could get Elena maybe to move to the camera just a little bit closer so we can see her and hear her a little bit better, because I did want to ask her about these crazy statistics. Elena, do you keep track of your stats? Do you wait for Coach to tell you how it's going? I mean, how do you keep track of all the good things you're doing?
He just tells me.
Speak louder.
Yeah, just talk
she's
nice
not
and loud.
She's on the mound until I'm telling you she's not.
She's not keeping track of the stats?
Not keeping track of the stats.
No.
No, I tell her afterwards, I say, you just had 14 strikeouts, and she'll be like, oh, cool. So she's very humble. She's definitely very humble, and she knows she just comes out and she works hard for the team. So one of the best teammates I ever had. So
that is awesome. And Coach, I'm just going to throw this out there if any of your players want to step up and give me their take on it. But it's just a real simple question. You guys are in the semifinals. What do you think you have to do well to get a victory in the semifinals? Is it the pitching, hitting with runners in scoring position? Like, well, what do you think it is? What does T Prep have to do well in the semis to advance to the championship game?
Any girls want to take that?
Any takers? Or has Coach got this?
Come on up here, Izzy.
Oh.
You got voluntold.
What were the options?
What do we have to do well to win this game against Arrowhead Christian?
I think definitely communication and focusing on getting the ball where it needs to go. It's a lot of softball.
Well, Coach, listen, congratulations on the season. I thank you for hitting me up. Like I said, I didn't even know you were coaching softball or that you guys were having such a great season. So congratulations on that as well. And hopefully you can finish the job and maybe bring home the school's first softball championship.
That's the goal we're looking forward to. I think we have the squad to do it. And if not, these girls, I'm more than proud of being their head coach this year. I think it's a great group of girls at a great school, a great community we have here. But I think we do have what it takes to shock the world this Saturday.
That is Coach Dawson and the T Prep Patriots going into the Division 8 semifinals coming up. Coach, congrats and best of luck.
Thanks, Prep. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, best of luck to Coach Dawson and T Prep in the D8 semifinals, trying to punch their ticket for the first time to a championship game for the softball program. And speaking of softball, it was our Big Boost play of the week on the softball diamond. Check this out. Inland Sports. Here we go. Aquinas taking on Cajon, first round, Division 3. Two in-town rivals from the city of San Bernardino. Tied at 2, bottom of the 7th. Game over. Savannah Estrada swats a walk-off grand slam. Not just a walk-off base hit, but she went deep. A walk-off grand slam. Bases loaded. Aquinas wins by final score of 6-2. They were 28-0 on the season. And that was our Big Boost play of the week. Of course it was. What a great play to end that game. But Aquinas did lose in the next round against Santa Fe. We are hoping for an Aquinas versus King Division III softball quarterfinal, but Aquinas falling in the second round. But still, Big Boost play of the week. That was incredible to win a game on a walk-off grand slam. You don't see many of those. All right, big thanks to our guests tonight, T-Prep Softball. We had Ethin Bingaman from ACA, Roosevelt girls flag football coach Jennifer Constuble, and Riverside Poly boys volleyball. Really appreciate it, guys, and best of luck to all those teams still playing and chasing those CIF Southern Section Championships. Get well, Johnny Boy, our director Johnny Nunez at Team Vision TV 16. Hope you feel real better real soon right now, Johnny. We miss you. We'll hope to be back in the studio next week. God bless you guys. Stay safe out there. We'll see you next time on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show. Good night.